People always come to your life. It's always a purpose. God sends them to your life to either teach you a lesson or be there for you. This video is about why I cut my friends off. And long story short, everything was good. You know, I had 3 friends, friend A, friend B, friend C. I'm going to call them A, B, and C to protect their identity. But everything was good with these guys. I went to high school with them since, I knew them since 2013. Since I was in the 11th grade, everything was good. Over the last 10 years, we shared a lot of memories. We shared a lot of joy. We shared a lot of moments. We were there for each other. It is what it is. Were they good friends overall? Yes, they were. But I'm going to tell you about the story of why I cut them off. So everything was good with 3 friends until they brought another friend over. And I'm going to call this guy friend D. So years ago, this was probably in 2018, we were friends of his brother, his older brother, who was around our age, maybe a year or 2 older. We were friends of him. And his older brother was a snake. Yes, we cut him off because we chilled with him from 2013 to 2018. And before we cut him off, this guy turned into a drug addict. He was a drug addict, he was a snake, and he was an overall bad friend. And mind you, he owed a lot of people money, and you do not want to be seen with this guy because this guy was dangerous. So we concluded a relationship with him. We said, hell no, we're not going to be friends anymore. We're going to stay in our side, you stay in your side, And years later, we were always friends with his brother. We realized that, hey, his brother was not like him, but I suspected something about his brother. I'm like, there's something off with him. He reminds me like 10 to 15% of this guy. But within the group, everyone else within the group, friend A, friend B, friend C, they all said, hey, we're already friends of his younger brother, friend D. We knew him. He is not like his older brother who we kicked out of the group. But this guy, I don't know. There's I had a little bit of suspicion for him. If someone from your family is acting like this, and you're probably you have those traits as well too. Mind you, they were not full brothers, but they were half brother. This guy, I'm not going to lie, friend D, he was more loyal. He was more, he used his brain a lot more. He had a lot more common sense. The friend that we kicked out was very reckless. But mind you, they still share the same blood, and I still feel that there was something off with this guy. So everything was good. Years went by. Around 2022 is where I met my wife. Everything was good. Everything was great. Everything was gravy. And there was signs of jealousies that I seen. And it was all revealed during a fight. And to give you guys some context, 6 months ago before the fight took place, I went to a cottage with friend B, friend A. Friend B and his girlfriend were very obnoxious during this trip. Friend B's girlfriend, friend B could not control his girlfriend at all. He was pretty much the definition of a beta male that Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit would describe. And this guy is the type of guy that would let his girl run over him and he would not say anything. Not even a single word, And there was situations where she was just completely annoying and she actually pissed me off. I didn't say anything to her, but I said something to him and he's like, bro, that's just her. She's her own person. Duh, 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 duh. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to any more cottages or events of you and your girlfriend again. I don't care. I'm doing it for the sake of my peace, and I will not put myself in a position where I have to listen to you guys for 3 days. And I should be completely normal, at least respect that. And then mind you, they booked another trip. This was around 2023 or 2022 when the fight happened. I said, hey guys, I'm not coming. And then they literally tried to force me to come. So this guy was spam messaging me, spam calling me in the group chat. He said, are you coming? I said, no. And then they asked again. I said, no. And there was another group chat they added me to. Hey, can you come? I said, brother, I said no 3 times. What do you want me to do? And then friend D literally said to me, hey, you were acting like a dickhead. But mind you, he was not in the group chat that was with me and friend A and friend A and friend B. He was just adding on. He didn't know any context of what's going on. I'm like, brother, respectfully, you don't know what's going on. Da 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 da. I didn't even say anything too crazy. And then, bro, this guy just starts wiling out, acting out in the group chat, saying this, I dare you to say this to my face, You think, and then I said an excuse. I said, hey, I can't make it with my girlfriend. And at the time, she was living at home. She was not my wife, and she had curfew and stuff like that. And then this guy's and just talking about her in a negative way. And mind you, my girlfriend at the time, she barely even drank. she dressed properly, and she didn't go any parties. Meanwhile, all their girlfriends, they all drank, they've dressed inappropriately, they've been to parties, and like if you see them at an event, you would know that they look way more like hoes than my wife ever did. And this guy's just commenting, and this guy's basically saying, "Hey, we know your girl goes to parties. She goes here, she goes there. She smokes weed. She done this with other people before." And mind you, my girl at the time, she never smoked weed. She didn't go to parties. I knew her curfew. She had strict parents at home. She comes from a Muslim family. There's absolutely no way. I think this guy was just triggered that, like, his girlfriend probably dressed inappropriately and drank all the time, and he was pretty much projecting about my wife or my girl at the time, and it probably got him upset. Because previously him and his girl and my girl, we went to a place one time. They shared information, and his girl barely spoke any English. She spoke Spanish, and she misinterpreted her words and stuff like that, and she didn't even understand what my wife was saying, and my wife wasn't even understanding what she was saying. So it was like one of those type of things. It was miscommunication in the field, and basically by the end of the broken telephone, he said that, like, "Oh, my wife does this, that, and that, and that." He was pretty much projecting. Like, if I'm looking at it, he says my wife was like smoking weed, going to parties, and dressing inappropriately, and yeah, his girl did all of that, and it was basically a projection of what he thought in his head. I don't know if he was jealous or his girl was jealous or something was going on, but it absolutely made no sense. And whatever, this fight happened, and when I heard all of that, I'm like, yeah, this is not even true. Like, where is this coming from? Why are you having this type of energy? And why are you saying all of this? Because obviously not true. You guys invited me to a spot I didn't want to go to. Invited me 3-4 times like normal human beings. Like, you guys have zero boundaries. If someone says no once or twice, you just leave them alone. And then you guys are just trying to get me to come to your shitty event and your shitty fucking getaway. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be annoyed by you and your girlfriends, and you guys are retards. I didn't say that, but like that's what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, okay, whatever. I let it slide. It is what it is. My wife later knew about it, and she was a bit mad at me for not really standing up and saying anything after that. But he did apologize. And I told my other friends, I'm like, hey, my wife doesn't even do this. And maybe till this day, they might not believe me, but everyone else does. Everyone else does. Everyone with common sense knows that, strict parents and curfews and stuff like that, not dressing provocatively, not going to parties, not drinking, not smoking. Women that do that, women that don't participate in that and stay home, they're way more likely to practice what they preach and not be hoes. I'm not saying like, they're completely exempt, but they have a very high chance. Okay? And if you bring religion into it, and if they fear God, if they have shame, there's absolutely no way. It's like there is a possibility, but it's a much less possibility. Whereas if they keep going out where they drink, they smoke, they had multiple partners before, and maybe that's what triggered them or something going on. I don't know. They probably got triggered by that idea that they just went off on her. But it is what it is. All was forgiven. And as time went by, I stopped drinking as it kept giving me nightmares, bro. In 2023, 2022, I pretty much put an end to drinking. I never drank again in my life after 2023 because, bro, it was very demonic. One thing about alcohol and spirits is a real thing. Like, I feel like whenever you get drunk, spirits take over, the worst of the worst take over. You get nightmares, bro. I felt like the devil was talking to me, and after that, I never drank again in my life. And I started praying 5 times a day and started being on my team, because what I was seeing on my dreams when I was drinking alcohol, it was very scary. I realized I had to make a change ASAP. And yeah, while these guys were all drinking and chilling till like 3-4 in the morning, I used to chill with them too, but I wasn't really drinking after this. I would just smoke a few cigarettes, play some video games, then play some FIFA, and I would leave around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and while they still stay till 4 or 5. And when you stay up early, like stay up very late, you ruin your sleep, you ruin your schedule, you ruin your weekend, you ruin your recovery. You're more likely to binge eat. You're more likely to make bad decisions with less hours of sleep. You're more likely to not go to the gym or work on your purpose or your craft. And I didn't want to I wanted some sleep. So I left at 1 a.m. and it would always cause issues. They'd be like, hey, why are you leaving early? Stay. Why aren't you staying with us? I'm like, brother, like, I'm trying to fix my life. I'm trying to work on my craft in the weekends. I'm not a millionaire yet. And plus, I'm gonna get married soon. So whatever, time went by. I got married to my wife in 2024. I had new responsibilities. I moved out of my house, but I was still friends with them. I got a place. I was working a lot. And at the end of the day, these guys ultimately got mad because I didn't drink alcohol with them anymore or stay up with them till 4 a.m. and be a total degenerate. Like my curfew was like 12:30 or 1 a.m. and stuff like that. And it's like, I think it's reasonable. And slowly, like my curfew went to like 12:30, 12 o'clock. I asked them to, hey, let's link up earlier. Let's chill around 6 o'clock, 6:30. And they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't really accommodate. I'm like, okay, whatever. If you guys can't accommodate, then I can pull up at 9 a.m. and I'll leave by like 12:30 or whatever. And ultimately, bro, things took a hit. This was the climax. So this was about last year, June 2025. There was one day where, my wife was texting me, hey, come home earlier. I said, okay, let me just stay till 1, whatever, please. Okay, whatever. I stayed till 1. It was 1 o'clock. And in friend B's parking lot, friend D parked right outside of my car. And I just looked at him. I'm like, bruh, like, you're going to have to move your car. I got to get home. And this guy literally took my keys out of my pocket. And I said, brother, what the hell are you doing? He got in my face. I got in his face. And mind you, this guy's like 6'4". I'm like 5'7". But I really had to stand up for myself. And I told him, like, brother, what the hell are you doing? I raised my voice. He raised his voice. I didn't back down. And while we got in this confrontation, all over him taking my keys while I had to go home. And my wife was like anxious at the time. She had to sleep early. It was like a 15-minute drive. It was like 1:05, 1:10. I was supposed to leave 15 minutes ago. I have responsibilities. This guy intentionally made sure that I was late and not obligating my responsibilities as a husband. Like, this guy couldn't even, like, I don't know what's going on with people. They don't respect your boundaries. They don't respect what you do. They don't respect anything. It's like if you're responsible, they look down on you. And this was this type of person. And then he was trying to like make jokes and say he was joking and stuff like that. And I told him straight up, hey, if you're going to do this again, I'm not coming here at all. I'm literally not coming here at all. And then he got even more angry and stuff like that. And he ended up moving his car. I didn't get an apology. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I didn't get an apology. I just dapped everyone up. I said bye to everyone. I went home. And I was kind of pissed off. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to hang out with these guys ever again in my life. Because who the hell are you to force me to stay when I have to come back home? It's like, bro, these guys don't know anything about self-boundaries. And I have some self-respect. Like, why are you getting me into a fight? Why are you trying to fight me over this? Like, let me do what I want to do. And I just realized, bro, this guy doesn't respect me. No one else said a single word. Friend A, friend B, friend C, they didn't say a single word. Only friend B got in the middle of us and tried to stop it. Friend A and friend C were like, they completely looked like cowards. Like, they didn't want to get involved. They didn't want to get involved. They didn't say anything. They just had their head down. They didn't even say I was right. They didn't say he was wrong. They didn't say anything. Okay? And then I went home that day. I got a text from this guy, hey, saying, sorry, it's all love, whatever. Like a 2-sentence text. I'm like, okay, whatever. I wake up the next day. I'm like, yeah, this is very ridiculous. This is very inappropriate. I had a long think about this, and I'm going to cut these guys off. I don't want to hang out with these guys again in my life. These guys are ruining my marriage. These guys want me to stay there till 3, 4 a.m., ruin my weekends, not get my rest, not get my recovery, not go to the gym, not work on my purpose. And they were just mad that I didn't drink with them anymore. They were mad that I wanted some sleep, and they were mad that I wanted to recover. They were mad that I wanted to be a better person and a more functioning person for society. And these guys, bro, I think till this day, they're still chilling till 4 or 5 in the morning, drinking and smoking and stuff like that, while I didn't want anything to do with it. And I realized, yeah, I have to cut these guys off. And if I don't have friends, I don't have friends. It is what it is. I have to be there. I have responsibilities now. And at the end of the day, people have to respect your boundaries. If people don't respect your boundaries, you got to cut them off. And if there's people that are too coward to speak up for you, you got to cut them off too. So in the end, I made a total decision. I'm like, hey, I don't want to be with people who don't respect me. They don't respect my boundaries. They disrespected the wife before. And people that are just total cowards. I realized, hey, these guys are not good for me. I took those scissors, I cut them off, I burned those bridges. A year later, I have not said a single word to them. And I don't think I'll ever I don't think I'll ever run into them. If I run into them, it's pretty much God sending me a message. If I don't, it is what it is. So I just realized that in life you gotta like make bold decisions. You have to be there for yourself. When you get married, you have responsibilities. You have to be there for your wife. If you have shit friends, no matter how good they were, if they were good for 8 9 years and then they get disrespectful, they just bring anyone else to the friend group, and you don't have much of a say. They don't give you much of a say. They don't respect you like that. It is what it is. Just cut them off. Find new friends. I don't really have new friends till now. I met some good people, but it is what it is. And yeah, man, this is just my video. I want to let you guys know that everything happens for a reason. God brings people to your life for a purpose. Some people are there to teach you. Some people are there just to test your boundaries, and there's some people that are supposed to be there for the rest of your life. Hopefully, everyone watching has good friends or cuts off their shit friends and respects themselves and puts themselves first. But yeah, man, thank you guys for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be more vulnerable, more videos too like this one. And yeah, peace out, guys.